The afternoon sun poured over the busy streets like liquid gold, making the city glow with life while hiding the loneliness carried by thousands of people walking beneath it. Among them was a quiet single father whose world had already been broken once, and on that ordinary day, fate was preparing to reveal a truth so unbelievable that it would change every remaining chapter of his life. He had no idea that helping a stranger who could barely stand would lead him straight back to the family he thought he had lost forever. Sometimes destiny does not knock politely. Sometimes it collapses into your arms when you least expect it. Before we begin this unforgettable journey, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who believes in kindness, and subscribe to Heart of a Dad if you believe that compassion and second chances can change lives. Your support helps these emotional stories reach more hearts around the world. Owen Mercer had spent the last 7 years raising his little daughter alone after losing his beloved wife, Serena, during complications shortly after their daughter was born. Every morning began before sunrise. He prepared breakfast, braided his daughter's hair despite never learning properly, packed school lunches, and hurried to his construction supervisor job before returning home to help with homework and bedtime stories. His life was not glamorous, but it was honest. Every smile his daughter Ivy gave him reminded him that even after unbearable grief, love still found reasons to survive. Serena had grown up separated from her wealthy family after falling in love with Owen. Her mother, a powerful businesswoman named Helena Ashcroft, had never approved of the marriage. Furious that her daughter had chosen love over status, Helena cut all contact. Serena never spoke bitterly about her mother. Instead, she quietly hoped one day forgiveness would replace pride. That reunion never came before tragedy stole her away, leaving Owen with only fading photographs, handwritten letters, and memories that became more precious every year. On one unusually warm afternoon, Owen finished inspecting a construction site earlier than expected. As he drove toward Ivy's school, traffic slowed near an upscale business district. A crowd had formed outside a luxury hotel, but instead of helping, most people simply stared while recording with their phones. Curious and concerned, Owen parked his truck and walked over. Near the hotel entrance sat a young woman dressed in an expensive navy business suit. Her high heels had been removed, her makeup was smudged, and tears mixed with exhaustion across her face. Empty champagne glasses from a nearby corporate celebration suggested she had attended some company event, but she was clearly far beyond simply being tired. She looked disoriented, vulnerable, and completely alone. People whispered that she must have drunk too much and deserved whatever happened next. Owen ignored every cruel remark. He knelt beside her carefully, making sure she was breathing normally. She carried no purse, only a phone with a cracked screen and an employee identification card clipped inside her jacket. The card revealed her name was Celeste Rowan, the newly appointed Chief Executive Officer of Rowan Technologies, one of the city's fastest-growing companies. Although surprised that someone so successful had been abandoned in public, Owen focused only on helping. He contacted emergency medical services, but after they evaluated her, they explained she had not been poisoned or injured. She was suffering from severe emotional stress combined with alcohol after a company celebration. They recommended getting her somewhere safe with someone trustworthy until she fully recovered. The only address stored under "Home" on her damaged phone led to a modern apartment overlooking the river. Owen carefully drove her there after arranging for Ivy's trusted neighbor to pick his daughter up from school. Throughout the drive, Celeste barely spoke. She simply clutched a silver necklace tightly against her chest as silent tears rolled down her face. Whatever pain she carried was far heavier than the effects of alcohol. Once inside the apartment, Owen helped her onto the sofa, placed water nearby, covered her with a blanket, and prepared to leave quietly. Just before reaching the door, an elderly housekeeper entered carrying groceries. Shock covered her face as she thanked Owen repeatedly for bringing Celeste home safely. She explained that the young CEO had just survived weeks of hostile board meetings after inheriting leadership following her father's sudden death. The pressure had become unbearable. Owen smiled gently and left without expecting anything in return. Kindness, he believed, should never come with a receipt. Several days later, Owen was surprised when a luxury car stopped outside the construction site. Celeste stepped out wearing a simple cream-colored dress instead of expensive executive clothing. She looked healthier but carried deep gratitude in her eyes. She thanked Owen sincerely for treating her with dignity when everyone else judged her. She insisted on repaying him financially, but Owen refused politely. Instead, he simply asked her to remember to show the same compassion to someone else one day. That answer stayed with Celeste long after she returned to work. Weeks passed before another unexpected meeting occurred. Ivy's elementary school organized a community technology fundraiser, and Rowan Technologies became the primary sponsor. Celeste attended personally. Watching Owen patiently help children assemble simple science projects while encouraging every nervous student reminded her that genuine leadership looked very different from corporate boardrooms. She found herself admiring the quiet strength he carried without ever seeking attention. After the event, Celeste invited Owen and Ivy to visit Rowan Technologies during Family Innovation Day. Ivy's excitement convinced Owen to accept. The company headquarters amazed Ivy with interactive exhibits, colorful robotics displays, and friendly engineers eager to inspire children. Yet the biggest surprise awaited inside the executive floor. Framed along one elegant hallway hung photographs celebrating Rowan Technologies founders and major investors. Owen casually glanced across the portraits until one image froze him completely. An older woman stood proudly beside Celeste in the largest photograph. His heart nearly stopped. Although age had added silver hair and gentle wrinkles, he recognized her instantly. Helena Ashcroft. The woman who had rejected Serena years earlier. The mother who never knew her granddaughter existed. Owen felt dizzy. How could Helena possibly be connected to Celeste? Questions raced through his mind faster than answers. Before he could leave quietly, Celeste noticed his pale expression. She asked whether he was feeling unwell. Owen hesitated before pointing toward Helena's portrait. He quietly asked if she knew the woman. Celeste smiled softly and explained that Helena Ashcroft was her grandmother. Those simple words changed everything. Celeste revealed that her own mother had died when she was young, leaving Helena to help raise her while managing family investments. Helena rarely spoke about her estranged daughter Serena because the guilt remained too painful. According to family stories, Serena disappeared years ago after marrying someone Helena never accepted. Nobody in the family ever learned what happened afterward. Owen could barely breathe. He realized the impossible truth. Celeste was Serena's niece. Helena was Ivy's grandmother. The family separated by pride had unknowingly crossed paths because of one simple act of kindness. Owen did not reveal everything immediately. The emotional weight felt too overwhelming, especially inside a crowded office building. Instead, he quietly accepted Celeste's invitation for dinner later that week. During that evening meal, Owen carefully shared Serena's story from beginning to end. He described their love, their marriage, the birth of Ivy, and the devastating loss that followed. Every word brought fresh tears to Celeste's eyes. She admitted Helena blamed herself every day for pushing Serena away. The old woman often sat alone looking through a hidden box of childhood photographs, whispering apologies no one else could hear. Celeste asked one heartbreaking question. Was Helena still too late? Owen looked toward Ivy laughing happily while coloring pictures nearby. He answered that forgiveness becomes impossible only when people stop choosing love. A few days later, Celeste arranged a quiet afternoon meeting at Helena's countryside home without revealing why. The bright daytime sky stretched peacefully above blooming gardens as butterflies floated through warm summer air. Helena, now much older and walking with a cane, welcomed Owen politely without recognizing him. Everything changed when Ivy stepped forward holding Serena's favorite childhood locket. Helena stared at the necklace. Then at Ivy's face. Then at Owen. Understanding slowly filled her tearful eyes before overwhelming grief broke every wall around her heart. She collapsed into a chair, sobbing uncontrollably. Years of regret poured out in silence before words finally arrived. She admitted that pride had stolen the most important years of her life. Wealth had never replaced family. Success had never erased loneliness. Every birthday and every holiday reminded her that she had chosen status over love and paid for it with endless heartbreak. Owen held no anger anymore. Too much time had passed. He understood that carrying resentment would only continue hurting the next generation. Helena reached toward Ivy with trembling hands, terrified the little girl might reject her. Instead, Ivy hugged the elderly woman without hesitation. Children often understand forgiveness better than adults. That embrace healed wounds stretching across nearly a decade. From that afternoon forward, Helena slowly became part of Ivy's life. She attended school plays, birthday celebrations, and weekend picnics. She shared stories about Serena's childhood, giving Owen precious memories he never knew existed. Old photo albums revealed smiling moments from Serena's younger years, allowing Ivy to know the mother she had never met. Celeste also found something unexpected. Watching Owen dedicate every decision to his daughter's happiness reminded her what authentic strength looked like. His kindness on that ordinary afternoon had never been motivated by recognition, money, or opportunity. He simply believed every human being deserved dignity. Months later, Rowan Technologies launched a charitable foundation supporting single parents struggling after family loss. Owen became one of its community advisors, ensuring practical help reached families who truly needed it rather than becoming another publicity campaign. Helena quietly funded scholarships in Serena's memory, hoping other young couples would never feel forced to choose between love and acceptance. The broken family slowly became whole again, not by forgetting the past, but by allowing compassion to write a better future. If this story has touched your heart so far, please like this video, leave a heartfelt comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to Heart of a Dad. Your support allows stories like this to remind the world that kindness is never wasted. Special request: before this story ends, comment below with the words, "Kindness always finds a way," if you believe one compassionate act can change generations. As another beautiful afternoon sunset painted the sky with shades of gold and orange, Owen watched Ivy race through Helena's garden while Celeste and Helena laughed together nearby. He realized that the greatest miracles rarely arrive with grand announcements. Sometimes they begin when one exhausted stranger chooses to help another without expecting anything in return. A single ride home had reunited a family separated by pride, healed years of regret, and given a little girl the grandmother she never knew she had. In the end, kindness became the bridge that grief could never destroy, proving that love may be delayed by life's hardest trials, but when hearts choose forgiveness, it always finds its way home.